actually go to this this one, I will just share a minute. So once you go here, um, so let's say after this thing gets over, the session gets over, and after it might take some time to actually this recording to get updated. So once the recording is ready, directly you can go there. So this is where go to general in the posts. This is where you can actually see. Just open here for the 6 more replies. You will actually see one of the window to be like. So
I
from
think
here itself, you can directly.
all the members of the group will get a message that the recording is ready and it will stay there for at least
Exactly.
30 days. So you can
Yeah.
download or maybe save it somewhere.
Yeah. So that is one thing. Anyways, I will try to download all the files and then put it regularly in the OneDrive link. That is also there always. But yeah, this is how you guys can access. And secondly, maybe Vishwa didn't tell you guys. So instead of actually sharing those, I think you would have already shared some of the visual representation of this one, no? Something in the first assignment. I mean, in the what is it? Sorry, CAD model. So for that, you guys have shared all these pictorial representations in WhatsApp, right? So it's better to actually come into this team zone where you can, let's say, I can minimize this. Okay, let me. Hmm. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, we didn't actually. Okay, how to minimize this now? I don't know how to minimize this. Okay, maybe general I will go. Yeah. So this is where we can actually type something and then post. See, anyone already so much Ashutosh meeting in general ended. Okay. So basically we can actually write anything and then maybe you can actually post or you can actually ask doubts or anything like that. So basically this is a nice discussion forum within class. The best thing about is like all the things are organized properly. So let's say go to files. Let's say if you are actually sharing some files or if I'm actually sharing some documents or videos, in files it will be nice, you can actually get access to that. So in files also, like in class materials, I will be uploading some contents if you guys want. So everything will be nicely organized. In WhatsApp it's very difficult for us to search any file shared or anything shared. So here it's very nice to manage. So you can ask Vinay or any other institutes, academic institute, as well as in industries. Now Office 365 is like super standard. That's the least that an office or an educational academic institute can actually have. But unfortunately, in IIT Kanpur, they are still using Squirrel Mail. But I don't know. So there will be one day that will come in near future where they will completely transfer to Office 365. This is the main advantage. And let's say another advantage is like whenever you actually schedule a meeting, so you go here and then you actually meet now or schedule a meeting, and then you start scheduling the meeting. So the moment you actually schedule it, it will go to, okay, yeah, it will go to the calendars. Okay. So, and if you go to Outlook, see, I'm actually using Outlook. Okay, my Outlook is here. So my Outlook mails, if I go to my calendars, here also it will be updated by default. And let's say if you want to write a mail, share it to someone, you can also by default Outlook will scan for any meetings and then it will put it in the it will add to the calendars. So the calendars will be in sync. If you are creating a meeting or if you want to access some meetings, if you want to schedule or if you want to create local groups, all these things are very, very easy in entire Office 365 package. So that's the thing that I wanted all of you guys to move to Teams. It will be easy for us to manage several things. So and maybe yeah, I think now it's fine. Let's give it to Vinay. Let's start the session.
Okay, thank you, Professor Gautam. Let me share my screen. Entire screen one. Also share sound. Share. I think it should be visible right now. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So just let me know who all is done until here, where they can actually move the. So we are in unit 2. Those who were not there yesterday. So we have started with unit 2, and we have created a new project called prototype 2, and then there is a starter package that we imported. Everything is done following the PDF over here, right? So we created a new project. We called it prototype 2, and then we imported this file. If you click here, you can get the file. I think I already posted in the WhatsApp group. You can download it from there. Then we opened the particular scene. So in the course library, we went to this is the library for this particular unit too. Okay, it's in play mode already. That's why the animals are moving. So let me stop it. It should stop, but why it is not stopping? Yeah, stop. So in the scenes, there is a scene called prototype 2. We opened that and then we added a farmer. Basically, we went to the animals, humans, we added a human prefab, renamed it to player, farmer, whatever you want your to call your player. Then we added three more animals, and we can we wrote a script to control our farmer, which looked like this. Okay, so basically we want to move our player based on our keyboard input. So we captured the keyboard input, then we are translating it in the left and right direction based on the keyboard input. But since our play area is limited, so if I do just zoom out, so based on the keyboard input, the animal can go anywhere, right, in this axis, because we are just capturing the horizontal input and mapping or making our farmer or the player move in the X direction only, right? So we have to limit based on my screen size on which the game will be played. So next thing we did, we created checks for the user bounds. So we defined a variable called the X range. X range basically we did like this. We moved it in the window and see if this is fine. So this would be my boundary, or I can move it a bit further. That is it. So this was my number, say 16. I took it 14. You are free to take whatever you want, right? So this on the right hand side, the value is 16. Okay, and on the left hand side it should be minus 16 because the player is already at the center of the screen, right? So for me, I took it 0 0. Let's make it x 0. Yeah, okay, 0. Right. Okay, then we used a keyboard to move our player in the in the x-axis, and we performed a check if my position or the x coordinate of my player is beyond the x range in the right hand direction. So if I this is my player, it is on the right hand side, it is crossing, going beyond my range, then I'm resetting its position. Basically, I'm resetting the x coordinate to be at the boundary only. So in any case, the player should not cross the boundary. And similarly, I did the same thing for the x left hand side of the screen. So if my x value of my player, that is transform dot position dot x, is less than the x range, which is 14 right now. This is 14. If it is less than for minus 14, then I'm making or changing the position of my player, primarily the x position, x coordinate of the player, to be at the boundary. So if my player tries to go beyond the boundary, I always place it back, right? And then we wrote a separate script to shoot the food from the animal. Okay, let me just play it for you once so that all of us are can come to the same page. Okay, let me play maximized so that it is clearly visible. Okay, so if I put press my left and right key, it is going left and right, the player, and if I press the space bar, it is shooting food, right? And this is it. So we have done till here. You quickly let me know if you were able to do it at this point. Then we proceed from there. So please put it in chat or maybe in WhatsApp, whatever you like. Or if just okay. So I am taking the silence for a yes that you were able to do it at this point. So now for in
Vinay, I think we can ask someone. Meanwhile, if others can actually
yeah,
people
unmute and
who
then
have,
speak.
people, yeah, yeah, no, no, people who have already gone till here, maybe they can
Hmm.
actually keep on proceeding with the PDF. So we'll just go back to the ones who are actually lagging, because today in the class session also we made sure that everyone is on the same page. At least we made sure everyone finished unit 1 at least.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
So yeah, so unit 2, some of us would be actually starting unit 2. Maybe we
Okay.
can yeah, go from there. For the people who have already done till here, I think they can actually keep on
Yeah,
continuing watching the
yeah. They
yeah,
can
watching
continue
PDF, and
the
then
PDF. Or
yes,
people who are stuck, who have not started or are facing any issues, this
yes,
is your time to speak up so that we know what is going on.
yeah.
Okay, I think Sumit, what about your status?
Sir, unit 1 is completed, and in unit 2, I'm moving the player,
Hmm.
but didn't add the food shooting.
At the food shooting part. Okay, so are you facing any issue? Shall we do it? Or
No, sir, not an issue, but I didn't reach that part.
okay, okay, Shivang, what about you?
Yes, sir. I have made the unit 1 and also made the restricted movement of unit 2.
Hmm.
Okay, great. Aditi, all good with you?
Sir, actually, I'm done with Unit 1, but as I was working through Unit 2 and we had to define the range where they have to stay within the uh, X values. The code is, I think, has some error in it and I'm not able to rectify it.
Okay,
So
so please
it's not,
share your screen if you're joined from your laptop, then we
yes,
can
sir.
solve it together.
Just a
Others
minute.
also, please, if you have any issues, or be ready, or if you're facing any challenges, then be ready with that so that we can take a look.
Leave a screen share now.
So to
So is my screen visible?
Not yet.
the top right. Player, animal, and food. Okay. Player, animal, and food.
नहीं button reopen
இங்க இதுல assets import package, custom package. அதுல அது the file.
Are you sharing the screen? Because it's not visible right now.
இல்ல இது கேக்கும். Import.
Hello.
அது பரவாயில்ல.
Yes.
Import கொடுங்க.
Hello, sir. Is my screen visible?
Yes. It's visible now.
Okay. So this is the code, but I'm not sure if it's right or not. It says there's something issue. This an issue in the 16th line. I'm not able to rectify it.
So the line number 16 looks fine. Just switch to Unity and show me the console window. It should say. Okay, so go to Windows on the top, because just tab it on the scene, on the right hand side of your scene. Just grab and tab it. Say move, go to the scene window. Go to the scene window. Like this. Go to the scene, not here. Okay, fine. This is also fine. Just you remember the window is here. Okay.
Okay.
So it says click on the first error. Line number 5. Namespace, global namespace already contains a definition for player controller. Now go to your script. So it says you already have a definition for player controller. That means you have 2 scripts with the name player controller, or there are 2 classes already. So can you go to your scripts folder with all the scripts, or in the project window itself? There should be in the assets only one. Then how? Okay, it already has a definition for player controller script, and right. You are in prototype 2. Then where else? Can you delete the script and just copy the code from within the class? Just open it once and copy
Okay.
everything below the class name. Maybe
Okay.
just double click. then let me paste the code, or you can copy it. Have you copied the code or not?
I haven't. I was actually following the recording of the class, and I was just working through it as you went in the video.
Hmm.
So
So
this is
now
where,
you got
yes,
stuck,
sir.
right? So the
Yeah.
error said they already have this. There is already a definition for the class player controller. So you can only have one class with a unique name, right? So just
Okay.
create a new script, and I'll paste you the code. You just copy paste it there. Only till whatever you have done, okay?
Okay, sir.
But I cannot access chat. Do you have this open?
Sir, let me just see.
WhatsApp, because I cannot ping here. There is no chat options for me. I should log in from. Yeah, cool. Then I'll paste it in there. You just copy paste it. So this is for the variables. You should paste it just after you're creating a new class. So first of all, go to your scripts folder, right click on the open space and create a new C# script and call it player controller right away. Player controller. Now double click it or enter it. It will open up the class in your code editor. There you paste. So just after public class controller, inside the brackets, paste this new whatever I've put in chat. Then in the update function, just do this. Maybe you were having this issue, no? So let's control C.
Sir, have you put it in the chat, in the Teams chat?
No, in the WhatsApp chat group,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
because I don't have access to the Teams thing because I'm not logged in.
Okay. Right. Okay, sir. I'll
Okay,
just
let's
try that
see.
in case. I'll let you know if there's an issue.
Yeah, maybe just copy paste it. It hardly takes a few seconds, and then we can try it out if you are still facing the same issue.
Right here, sir. Or is it
Yes,
after?
right here. No, the variable will be here, on the cursor. So this is the code for the update part. So you control Z and paste it in update. Control Z
Okay.
and or your maybe for you command Z and then paste it in update inside update. Yeah. And the variables, the two variables, horizontal input and float, you have to define it there. I think you have to capture this thing, and whatever I'm pasting right now, you should paste the as the very first line within update. So you have to capture the input as well. So I have capture keyboard input. You paste it within the that very last thing.
I have to
So you
paste it
paste
right here or
yes. No, on the top, because this is the line where you capture the keyboard input, which is used below. So the code
okay.
execution order is top to down. So whatever you want to use it below should be defined above. Now define the two variables on the top, just above the start of method. The two variables are horizontal input and public float x range. You can copy it from the WhatsApp. Here only. Above the start menu, you paste the code. Above the void start method, you paste here. Because you are defining variables, so variables should be defined at the very top of the class.
At the 7th line.
Yes, line number 7. Paste it there.
Right.
And the next one as well. Public float x range is equal to 40.
I have to put in this line, sir.
This is after the previous variable, just in the same order. Maybe above the start method. Just copy this line, public float x range is equal to 14, and paste it just below the previous horizontal input line. Where did the previous line go? So you have to copy paste both the variables there. So there are like two things: horizontal input you will define, and then you will define X range. Both you need to copy paste one by one. So if you do Command Shift V, you can see all the things you copied and you can choose what to paste. Yeah. Yes, trust the workspace and continue. Now paste. Or leave it. Just copy paste one by one above the start menu. X range and define this thing as well. Capture input. Create a variable to store keyboard input. The very first message that is sent.
Right.
Just yes. Just below it. Yeah, right. So now it should work. Just try running it, save it, attach the script to your player, and then see running it. There is an error. If you go to the console window, it says there is an error. A player controller already has a definition. Click on console. Just click on clear once. No, just clear. Click on clear.
I've been doing it. It won't.
Okay, that means the error is there. Yeah. So that means asset scripts player controller, the namespace, global namespace already contains a definition for player controller. Global namespace. Can you click on your assets directory once in your project window? Go to project window, click on your assets directory. See, deleted from here. So you had two scripts. One is there, player controller, and another one is there inside the scripts folder. Now it will work. Now, if you go to console, there should be no more errors. Now Control S, save it, attach it to your player, or maybe the simple farmer. You have to rename it. Just drag and drop to simple farmer. Yeah. Now click on simple farmer. You should be able to see it. Remove the previous script. I think remove both of these. These are not the ones that we have, or do because we have not defined the speed variable. Yeah, so you have to define the speed variable as well. I'm just putting it in chat. You copy it. Or define just a new variable, public float speed, and use it in your script.
Okay, sir.
So go to your script now. Remove this one as well. This is not our script because currently your player controller script does not have a variable for speed. So remove this component. Now add component. Click on add component and start typing player controller, or just drag and drop. Same thing. Start writing player controller, or maybe drag and drop. They are the same thing. Yeah. It has speed already, but okay, you define speed or what?
Sir, I think I did.
No, it's not defined, but how come it is visible there then? Just go back. Just close this one. It has speed. Okay, now define speed here as well. But it is taking the previous script still. Maybe save it. That's why it will change. So define public float speed and put it as 10 is equal to 10. And semicolon, then Control S. Now we should see it there. But the X range is fine now. Now you click on play, it should work. Then there should be no more errors. Yeah, it is working.
Yes, it's working.
No errors. If you okay now, then you can do the rest. Say define the food. One of the things is the food. Create a new script called move forward and
Right.
make it move right and attach it to the food. Make it a prefab. Then you have to instantiate based on the. Or maybe let's do it together. Okay, just select any one of the items which you want to be your food, which the farmer will be shooting. So
I
speech
have
is
selected. It's here.
yeah. So just select. Just go to your scripts folder. Create a new script called move forward. And inside that, just define a variable speed, and in update, just translate. So I'm pasting both the lines or the whole code. It's easier. So just define a variable called speed. Public float speed is equal to 40, the very top, inside the class brackets. Yes. Is equal to 40 because we need the speed needs to be a bit higher because it should look like we are shooting something. Then inside update, write transform dot translate. The same thing we used to move the player, same thing. Transform dot
Yes, sir.
translate. Translate in brackets. Now write vector 3 dot forward. Multiply by time dot delta time and multiply that by speed. Space star asterisk. Yeah. Time dot delta time. Yeah. Press tab, it will complete. Multiply then speed. Save it, attach it to the food item. So let it compile and attach. Drag and drop to your food item. And now press play. It should move forward. Okay, you are in play mode. Just exit out of play mode. I think the things changes. Okay, they are not lost. Click on the food. It is not attached. Now you click on play. So just make sure whatever you changes you are making, it should not be in the play mode. Just it is there. Script is fine. So whatever you do within the editor, they will not be saved. The shoot is going forward perfect. Now create a new folder called prefabs. Drag and drop this food item there because we want to shoot food multiple times, right? So,
Right.
So we need to instantiate it whenever we press a key. Prefabs, then drag open prefabs folder. Double click, drag and drop this item over here. Select a original prefab. Right, and maybe name it whatever you want to just make it simple, name it food. So just click on this and F2 or rename, right click rename, just food. Okay, enter. Now go back to, now we want this to be short from the user, right, or the player whenever the player is pressing a keyboard spacebar key. So now go back to your player controller script. And define a new variable of type game object, call it prefab food. I'm pasting it in chat. Define a public game object, prefab food. Or basically, you want to get the reference to the object that you want to shoot. Public game object, food prefab or prefab food. O capital for the game object. Because it's a predefined class. So we are actually defining a variable which is of type game object. And spacebar, you name it so you have to give it the access modifier, which is public or private. Then you have to give the type of the variable. Then you have to give a name of the variable, which is like, say, whatever you want, food prefab food, so that you can understand what this variable is. Now paste the remaining code which I have pasted in the WhatsApp. So just below the code which is already there in your update function, update method, copy it, yeah, and paste it below, yeah, just below the if loop inside the update method. Let it finish. So when this if finishes, wherever it finishes after that. So in the line number 36, 35, click on line number 35,
Yeah.
35. Press enter. Now you paste Control V or Command V. Yeah, save it and run it. Then I'll explain the code. So now click on play. Move your player. Press left and right keys on keyboard. There is an error. I know what that error is. Transformer rotation, food brief. Right. So now one thing is there. No, there is no error. Go to your player game object or the farmer game object on which you have attached the script. In the Unity editor, go to your player. Just rename it to player. It's easier to find. Right click, rename player. Yeah. Now click on this. So you have not attached the player control. You have not saved the script. See, we don't see that public game object over here. You have to save it. Control S. And then
It's not showing a dot, so I think it's saved.
scroll down. Scroll down. So you just change the name in the line number 47. My name is prefab food. You have named it as I think food prefab. Just name it that. In the function instantiate bracket there is food prefab. Name it whatever you name your variable. So this food prefab, same thing, no?
Yeah.
Let it be. Then no food prefab. I get that. Just tap. It will go to complete. Cool then. The same thing in the third argument as well. Second is transformer position. Third one is prefab food. You instead of that write food prefab. So basically, I named it prefab food, but if for your case it does not exist, so it is giving the error.
Right.
Just tap it will autocomplete. Okay.
I forget this every time.
So do Control S.
Yeah.
Save it. Now go back to your player variable, game object. You will see it once. Don't play it. It's there. It's there. So now nothing will happen. If you press the spacebar, you will see press the spacebar. Okay, you are now out of the play mode, right? So click on the player game object. So now stay. Just pause for a minute.
Yeah.
You're again out of the. So basically, if you now see on the right hand side in the player controller in the food prefab, it says nothing is there, none. So you want to drag and drop your food item from the prefabs folder to give it not from here, from the prefabs folder. Now select the player game object. Select the player game object on the hierarchy. Now drag and drop the food item into this food prefab. Yes, now click on play. Now press spacebar. You are shooting food. Do left and right. See in the hierarchy, there are a lot of food clone being instantiated. Okay, so you can move and shoot food. So just click on play again to stop it. Now go to the script. I'll just tell you whatever your code is doing, how this all is working. Okay. So basically, if you scroll up to the variable, okay, so we've defined an X range. We have defined a variable called horizontal input. We have defined a variable for speed. We have defined a variable of type game object, which is my food prefab. Now, if you come down to update function, right? So first of all, update function is called at every frame. So basically, it is taking care of the running of the game. So how it's like the managing the life, how my game is proceeding, right? So it is being called 60 times per second. So every frame, it is checking for my horizontal input, right? So it is getting the horizontal input from my get axis horizontal. This stands for left and right arrow keys or A or D arrow keys, or on your game stick, the thumbstick. if you are using a game controller, right?
Okay.
Storing that
Okay.
in horizontal input, and based on that, it is moving my player. Transform.translate vector 3.write. So basically, in the right direction, move by the amount speed into horizontal input into delta time. So basically, move in the right direction based on this factor. And my horizontal input is responsible for giving me positive and negative values based on if I'm pressing the right key or the left key, right? So if I press the right key, this value is positive. The horizontal
Okay.
input value is positive. If I'm
Right.
pressing the left key, this value is negative. So that's
Yeah.
why vector 3.write is handling both moving in the right direction and the left direction based on the sign. Okay, the value of the horizontal input.
Right.
Next, we are checking whether whenever my player is going beyond the X range. So basically, if it is going beyond the right range, then I am making the player to always come back to the boundary. Whenever it tries to go away, it will come back to the boundary every time. We will not be able to see it because it is happening, say, 60 times per second. But
It's true.
essentially, this kind of code, we are setting the position of my player back to the boundary, right? So Y position and Z position are
Right.
same, whatever is there, but I'm setting the X position to be X range. Similarly, I'm doing it for the left hand boundary. Left hand side, if my player crosses it, it will come back to the boundary every time. Okay.
Right.
And then at the end, if I press, so input dot key down. So it basically go to the input manager, check for a key down, and if the key down is spacebar, do this following thing. So the instantiate function, what it is doing, it is actually spawning a new object every time a spacebar is pressed. Now, what object is spawning? It is spawning food prefab at what position? At the position of the player, because
Yeah.
here transform means the player, transformer
Right.
position, and the rotation is the rotation of the food prefab object, not my player's rotation. So in this case, my player's rotation is also same as the food items rotation, right? But so if you change it by just transformer rotation, it will work the same. But we can give it a separate rotation. We checked it yesterday. We discussed about that. So basically, you can spawn at any angle you want. So what item to spawn, at what position, and what rotation to spawn. These three parameters you have to pass. Okay,
Okay.
cool. Then
Thank
so
you,
if
sir.
this is working, you can start following the PDF. We move on
Yes,
to
sir.
the next candidate.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, Srinath, you have a doubt.
Yeah, hi Vinay. So when I'm trying to uh, create a prefab, so it's showing me original prefab versus prefab variant.
Yeah.
So
So right. Go ahead.
so, so should I be choosing
Original
original?
prefab. Original. So because the object, the food item or the animal, they are already a prefab. You made some changes and creating a new prefab. So either you can save it as a variant, but which is not the recommended way. You create a new original prefab so that you can use it as per your requirement. Okay.
Uh, I think seems
So because
confusing. But I have to
so,
play, I think.
so if you do it a prefab variant, then it is basically using the penultimate prefab, deriving the properties from there and then adding it the changes. So it is not making a new entity
So
in itself, right?
makes sense.
So
Got
it
it.
is,
Yeah,
yeah. So now you create the original prefab only. So it is a
got it.
standalone prefab which you can use.
Got it. Got it. So
So
should I be adding all the um, obstacles like animals, food, and everything to one prefab folder?
so basically the prefab folder that you have created, you should add only the prefabs that you are making in the game. So if you are making any changes to the obstacles, say adding a different behavior, say they can wobble or they can go up forward and back. If you are making those changes, then you need to save those inside your own prefab folder. If you are just using it to place it in the scene, then there is no need of, because they are already saved in the course library and obstacles folder, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like
So
going on, I think we will be making some changes in the animals. We want the animal to move. Then we will be saving these animals as new prefabs. So are
yeah,
you
that was my
already done
question.
with the so then you have to make a new prefab because you are adding a new behavior. If you are not changing anything, then leave it as it is. If you are
I've
making
not
any
done
changes,
anything to the
uh,
yeah, I've not done anything to the animals yet, but thinking forward, thinking ahead, I was thinking
yes,
I
yes.
would want different properties for
Yeah.
animals.
So you add different properties, then create a new prefab, because in the going forward, we want to, just like we are spawning food, we want to spawn animals at different locations at random
Right.
position and make them run towards the farmer.
Towards the,
So
yeah,
for
yeah.
that case, we need to add. We will be using the same script, so it's a good thought. We have to make separate prefabs. Then Prakriti has two doubts, I think. Anything else you want to discuss, Srinath, or just it was just this?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, hi.
So
I had
Prakriti,
only one doubt, not two. I don't know why two doubts. Anyways, again with the prefab only. So I had created a prefabs folder in which I have put all the three animals as well as my food projectile. And in my scene also there are like at the moment there are three animals and a food projectile. Unless of course I press space and another banana food comes out. So my doubt is every time if I make a change to my scene animals, does it get automatically updated in the prefabs as well, or do I have to drag and drop it every time I make a change, or
so
is there another
very
process?
good question. Very good question. Let me share my screen. So any change you make to any existing prefab which is there in your hierarchy, or you're changing it somewhere, right? So for every time, what you have to do is, I'll just show it here. Suppose this is my prefab, the player prefab. It's not a prefab till now, right? So there is an option. So if you see, I have named it farmer, but it says it is deriving from simple farmer woman 01 brown prefab. If I click here, it shows this is the original prefab which I have added it over here. Now I have added all these new properties. Say farmer, I added this farmer controller script which has these variables and it is performing certain action. So I have not saved this farmer thing as a uh, prefab right now. So what I can do is I can either do override and I do apply also. Basically, it will change all the changes to this particular prefab. Or what I can do is I can just go to my prefabs folder, drag and drop it here. Right, I create an original prefab. Now I can see this is my prefab. If I go to farmer, now the name has changed. Now it is being derived from this particular prefab, not the previous one. So now suppose I add one more component over here. Let's say I add a what do you call it, box collider. I add a box collider. See, now in my this prefab, if I open this, there is no box collider, right? But I have used this prefab in my hierarchy and I have added a property. Now I want this property to get saved in my farmer original prefab. So what I'll do is I'll go to my hierarchy, make whatever changes, add 5 more scripts, add more behaviors. Say suppose what I can add. I can add a rigid body as well. Let's add rigid body. These two I have added and they are not there in my original prefab. See, nothing is there. So what can I do? I can go to my farmer. I make all the changes that I want. Once I'm done, I'm sure this is the perfect. I'll just go click apply to all. Apply to all. Now, if I check my farmer script, they have been the changes are been saved in the actual prefab itself, right? And now it is also vice versa. I have an object over here. I go to my farmer as in my farmer prefab. You see, it's in the prefab mode. This is not my world. It has just opened my particular prefab like a 3D editor. So here I can go, I can remove these components in my prefab. Remove this. Okay, Control Z. That was not supposed to be. Remove this component. Now I save it. I go back and I go to my farmer. From here, everything is gone, right? So if I make changes to my original prefab, it will reflect in all the prefabs. Okay. So we should be very mindful, and thanks a lot for this question because we are going to tackle this in the upcoming part of the PDF. But it's good that we have dealt with it right now only. So whatever changes you make to a prefab, save it here. Override, save.
Okay, so one question. So I was doing via the PDF only, and so I didn't know how to do the override. It mentioned, but I couldn't find it at the moment. Now I know.
Yeah,
so I have been literally dragging and dropping. Like if I have made changes
everything.
to my animal,
So
I have
new
been
prefab
dragging
farm,
and dropping.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So
will be making
is
like
that also
player
okay?
1, player 2, player 3. That is also fine. So basically, this thing is actually saving everything to this prefab. If you drag and drop and name it farmer 1, then it's a new prefab. So like if you look at in the optimization way, it is not correct. So you are having like multiple copies of the same thing with small changes. So it is not going to affect anything as of now. But the correct way is you overwrite. So it's like you have a PD, you wrote something, you made some changes, you are saving it as a new file. Then you made some changes, you're saving it as a third file instead of saving all of them in a single file. That is all. So everything is
I
correct. Your program game will not be affected. But if you make a bigger game, say which has thousands of assets and prefabs, then you might face some issues based on the complexity of the prefab. Okay. So your program will still work. What you can do is if you have say player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4. So just keep the player 4, delete all of the others because you are not using them. The latest one is player 4, which is already there. So you can do that. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So every time I'm dragging and dropping, I'm getting this pop-up saying original prefab
Original
variant,
variant.
and cancel. So
So you have to choose
oh,
original
I'm
prefab.
clicking origin. Okay. So if I choose that, then in that case, it is fine so far, right?
Yeah. So far it is fine.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Next is Ankush. Your hand
Hello,
is
sir.
raised twice.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
So, sir, I was following the PDF only, and I was able to put the farmer and food, and it was spawning correctly with the spacebar and everything. Then I added the animals, and on the sixth step, there was this step called destroy projectiles off screen. So I wrote the
That
third. So after
you
that,
did not
I
cover that.
implement. So when I implemented it, maybe I implemented it wrong, but after that, my uh, spacebar key and spawning of food stopped. So I just wanted to. Uh,
So maybe like we have done till here. This is the next thing you're talking about. Making enable into prefabs and you have to destroy this, no? Destroy out of
yes,
bounds.
yes. मतलब,
So maybe
I was.
some issue
Uh,
with the तो बेसिकली इशू मुझे लगता है सिर्फ ये 30 वाला होगा कि रेंज ऊपर नीचे होगी और कुछ नहीं होगा विल सी ओके
okay, sure, check.
और somewhere so let us discuss with everyone else if they are done till here then we can move forward right this is the very next step so who is next Saubhagya Kishan Dev what's your status
Hello, sir. I am also on the sixth step currently. I was trying to do the step out of destroy animals
destroy out
out
of
of one.
bounds okay
Yeah.
so no issue still here right
No issues.
okay then Rahul Raj Singh Sayali please guys quickly let's at least do something new today
So I'm also on the next
you are
step.
done then we go on the next step. Okay, Sayali Junagade.
Sir, I have completed the unit 1 and currently means I don't have a laptop, so I'm watching attending the session.
Okay, cool. Ishita, you have a question?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I was encountering an error. Just wanted to ask how to get rid of that.
Okay, share your screen then.
So this is the error I was encountering. This is before the food
So it
project.
says curly braces are missing. See that bracket expected. Just go double click on the error. Double click. It will take you to the line on where the error is.
Yeah. So do I need to put another one here?
Yeah. So go down, scroll down. See, the very first bracket of the class is not closed. See, the if bracket is closed, the update bracket is closed. But if you scroll up, there is a bracket after the class. See, public class, this bracket, the top left, line number 6 bracket is not closed. So just go to the line number 33 and make a bracket. That's it. So if you look at the error code, it will tell you, say, 95% of the time, what is the issue. Now you save it and it should work. the error will be gone.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So basically, the way to read is that it will say the script name where the error is, then it will tell what the error is, right? So most of the time it is easy to understand. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Any
Thank
other guys? We have last 20 minutes or so. Any more doubts
Yeah.
up,
Yeah. Hello.
up to this point? Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, so you're audible.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just facing the problem with the spacebar thing. I made the prefab and done everything, but if the
Yeah,
projectile, the food is still going the same way, not with the spacebar.
not with the spacebar. Can you share
Yeah.
your screen? I
Yeah.
think you have food items already in your hierarchy. Those are will be going, but if you press the spacebar, it should. Okay, then I think your position is not correct. Go to the farmer controller script. You just show how with the current behavior right now. Just go to play and show how does it work right now. If you
So it moves. That's it. So this is
now
okay.
press
Yeah.
spacebar, spacebar.
So now it is.
Yeah, right. Now I got it. What is the problem? So you are saying that your food is not going from the at a proper height or what? Because I see the behavior is correct, but the food item is on the floor, not on the like say
Right.
certain height.
Right.
So for that, just go to your food prefab. Come out of the play mode and go to your food prefab. Double click it. Now see your Z, your Y is very 0. So your default Y. Just make it say 0.5. Then it comes to a height and save it. That's it. This Y only. Position Y is 0.06. So it's almost at the ground. You make it 0.5. Say 5 meter, 0.5 meter above the ground. Now save it. Control S. That's it. And now you play. Control S and now play. You can click on this small arrow to go back to your scene hierarchy. On the play. Now if you so basically all the prefabs that you were spawning, their own default position was on the ground. So now if you press play space bar, okay. Now go back. It is still on the floor. Now go back. Come out of the play mode. Come out of the play mode. And just go to the hierarchy above small window. Hierarchy. Click on the small arrow on the left. The small arrow on the left. Above left. So now okay. Go to your player or game object. Show me the now. Click on the projectile prefab. Yeah. Now go to okay. Click on the player. The center is 0, 0. It is correct. Yeah. Now open the player farmer controller script. Projectile prefab transform dot position. Yeah, everything seems fine. Go back to the Unity editor again. X range. Click on the farmer controller script. Click on the projectile prefab on the right hand side in the inspector window. Right hand side. No. Go click on player. Player in the hierarchy. Click on the player game object. Now on the right hand side, go to your projectile prefab and click on the item which is there. Food pizza item. Double click. It is the same one, and you have already changed the this thing. Then what is the issue? Once again, go back to the scene hierarchy. Click on the player, and let us see if it is yeah player. Now on that scene window, go to the scene window, left side, the top window, and click on the global thing. Global. On the top, it is written center global left hand side, just below scene, just below on top global. Click, make it local. Okay, this is also not changing. Now just save everything and run once more. Control S and run. Okay. Is coming from the ground only. Now Click on play again. To come out of the play mode. Click on play again to come out of the play mode. Now click on the food item in the hierarchy. Food pizza in the hierarchy. Yes, food pizza. And this is 0.66. And just delete this one. Delete. Right. Let's press delete. And drag and drop the new prefab. The food prefab. Drag and drop in the hierarchy. Drag and drop. Leave it. Now it says 0.5 and scale is this fine. Okay. Can you go to your move forward script? Move forward script. In the scripts folder, there is move forward. Double click on that. So transform.translate vector 0 forward. Yeah, everything is fine. What is the issue? Now go back and press play again. Let me check in my thing. So my farmer. Okay. Local, global, everything is the same. Center, pivot. Okay, center. Okay. It is just center. If I do it, pivot is down, but center is up. Myself, I'm spawning from my transform. Yeah. So somehow it is taking the transform dot position to be the ground. Just click on the go to scene window and click on the center button and make it pivot. Pivot. Okay, no, select the player now. Select the player. Yeah, so pivot is down. So it is actually spawning from this point. Now make it center. Click on the pivot again and make it center. Top left. Yeah, so center is fine because it's the same for me. And if you go to your script once more, the player farmer controller, instantiate transform.position. Just go to your player script, farmer controller script. Transform.position. X range, Y range, it is Y, X range, everything is correct. Instantiate, veritable prefab. This is strange. Run it once more. Now go to the right hand side in the inspector window, make the speed as 2. The speed. Farmer controller speed, you make it 2. No, not this one. Sorry. Go to food item, go to food prefab. The prefab folder, inside prefab folder, go to food pizza 01. And here in the move forward. Hey, why do you have a projectile prefab here? Just open your move, but it is not being used, so no point. Maybe open the script, move forward script. It is also, there is not requirement of any. Okay, got it. So the issue is you have 2 scripts. See, move forward does not have a variable for projectile prefab. But if you look at your window, it shows there is a script. So just remove that script. Just click on the move forward. Don't remove. Just click on the script. See, let's see where it is. So on the right hand side, no, not here. Go to Unity window, and in the move forward script, you click on the script, the first variable below it. Script. No. The first variable below it. No. So click on the food item again, food pizza. On the where you see move forward script, just below it there is script move forward. Click on the script move forward. Click here. It is this script. Okay. But here you don't have a variable. Why it is showing? Just remove this. Maybe go back to Unity editor. Go back to the editor and go back to click on assets. Click on assets. In the project window, click on assets. Okay. Just click on these two dots. No. In the project, there are three dots. Click there and do two column layout. Click on two column. Next second item. Okay. Assets. The script is not there. Pre Go to your food prefab again. Click on food prefabs in the assets folder. Prefabs, prefabs. Click on the food pizza. Double click and remove the script. Scroll down, scroll more. Remove this script. The food move forward script. Remove this. No, not the script from here. No. From the food item, food prefab. Remove the script from the prefab. Just three dots. Click on three dots. See, it is asking for prototype prefab, but it is not there in your script. So remove the component. Now add component. Click on add component. Write move forward. Start writing MOV, and it will come up. Right. Select. Enter. Now scroll down. Why it is asking for a prototype prefab? Open the script again. Just double click on the script. Why does your move forward script is asking for a prefab? Is it saved? Oh, it's not saved. Do Control S. The script is not saved. Do Control S. Control S. Yeah. Now it is saved. Now go back to Unity. You will not see it there. Let it compile. Now maybe save the scene and run it. But this should not change anything. Okay, now click on player. Without stopping also you can do. Click on player. No, it's okay. Click on player now. Okay, now click on the expand the player game object. You see a arrow, no? Up just beside the name, click there. No. The one below. The before. Expand it. Now click on hips. Come down. Okay, now click on the farmer controller script in the scripts folder. Right click, find references in the scene. Okay, it is only attached to the player. Projectile execution order. Okay, now escape, press escape. Escape. Just click on the hierarchy and press escape. Click on the hierarchy window and escape. This is strange. Why will this happen? My food pizza. That is also correct. Just spawning it. Now do one thing. Just select any other human apart from this one and add it in the scene. Attach the script to it and let's see. Just go to humans folder. Right? Here only. Select any other like simple farmer, woman, man, whatever apart from this one. I have the same issue as well. Food on the floor. Okay. Arey, wait. Yeah. So you added, no?
Yes.
Okay. Now now attach this player controller to this script. So add component, click on add component, right side. Add component, right player controller. No, farmer controller, sorry. Farmer controller, because the name is farmer controller. Yeah. Select it. And in the food prefabs, drag and drop from the prefabs. Go to prefabs folder. Prefabs, just below it. And drag and drop this to your projectile prefab. Now play once. Click play. And press spacebar. Let's see. Do left and right and then press. It's on the ground. Stop it once. Now add another food item, any other food item, and attach move forward script to it. Any other food item. Yeah. And increase the scale to say 3. So just go to scale in the transform component right hand side. In the inspector window, you see transform, there is scale 333, or you can just click on link. Okay. Now in one of the humans, you change the, okay, first of all, go to your prefab, save it as a prefab. Rename this to food 2. Food 2. Rename this thing in the game object, in the hierarchy window. In the right click, rename, call it food 2. Food underscore 2. Fine. Yes. Now save it in the drag and drop into prefabs folder. Click on the prefabs folder below or drag and drop directly on top of it. Prefabs, drag and drop this item over here. Now select simple farmer, original prefab. Yes. Now select simple farmer, select, and in the food, sorry. Click on food 2 in the hierarchy, in the hierarchy window, and attach add component, right move forward. Add component, move forward. So just right move, it will come. Select, and change the speed to 2. Speed to 2 because you want to see it what is actually happening. Okay, and go above. No. Select on the food item. Select on the food 2. No, not this one. In the hierarchy, and click on override. Overrides the top just above transform on the right hand side. Above transform, overrides. Over click and apply all. Okay, so we are done. Let's try. Okay, now play. Now play and see. Again, press. Okay, just come out of the play mode. Come out of the play mode. Click on like simple farmer woman in the hierarchy, and drag and drop food 2 instead of projectile prefab. Food 2, drag and drop food 2. So it's not, it looks like, just click on play, save it, Control S and play. So it's not the problem of the player model or the food model, then it is in the script. Again, press spacebar. Okay, now come out of the play mode and go to your script, player controller. What have you added? Let me add that as well in my scene. So you have added simple. What is that you added in your script? Like which object you added? Simple farmer woman. Let me add all of them. Let me add all of them here. I added everyone, and I'll just place them at different locations. Right, and let me just add what player controller script to everyone. So it is like farmer controller. I've added and food prefab. Okay, because for me it is not a problem. Then what? Let's add food prefab and let's see what happens if I click on play. I should see some of them on the ground. Just give me a minute. I've added all the players, like all the human prefabs into my scene. Added player controller to them, and they all are shooting food. Let me see from this angle. They focused. For me, it is also coming on the floor only. But now I have an army of farmers who are shooting food. So, it is on the floor only. Yeah. But why for me? If I check my food prefab, the Y is actually up. And I'm looking my transform for translate position, and my position is, oh yeah, got it. Got it. So guys, I'm really sorry for this. It was, I think, just a simple issue. So let me just see if this works. Position plus, let's say, new vector, I add 0, 0, and 0.50. Yeah, new vector 3. Why? So what is the reason ambiguous reference between unity vector and numerics? Unity engine dot vector 3. ठीक है 0.5f. So now see if it works. Fully qualified. Unity, using Unity engine already. I'm doing that. System dot numerics. Yeah, I go for that. Let's save it. Okay, so now if I run it, it should come from above. See. It's taking time to load. So basically, I'll tell you what went wrong. If you go to your script, player farmer controller, you will see we are spawning the prefab at the transform.position. And at any point, now transform.position, the last line. Still on the ground, yeah. So let me click on any of the. Now it is fine. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let me increase this to say 1.5. 1.5. So if you go to your script, the last line says instantiate the projectile prefab at transform.position and at the projectile prefab.transform.rotation. So if you look at the transform.position, it is the position of my player. Now go to your Unity window, click on your player and see check the coordinates. Click on the player and see the y is 0, right? So my player looks like as if my player is above the ground, but the coordinate frame for my player is at his feet. So that's why putting it XYZ 0, my player still looks like I'm standing above the ground because my coordinate system is here. So similarly, I'm spawning the object on the floor only. So what you have to do is just add, say, a new vector, some offset, so that it is spawned at a height.
Okay.
So just add transform.position plus new vector 3, 0, some y value, say 1.5, 0.5, whatever you want. But it is still not solving the issue in my case. But why? Let me just I'll take the speed to save it. I'll do it. Yeah, working now. Awesome. Yes, now it is working. So if I increase the speed to say 40, will work. Done. That was the issue. Here only transform.position. You now after position write plus new vector 3. So basically, my position currently is x could be anything, z will be 0, y will be 0 always, because we are only controlling x values. So I want new space vector 3. New space vector 3. Yeah, it's showing. No, just tab. If you press tab, it will take it, the suggestion. In bracket, write 0 for the x, because we don't want to change the x. My x should be always at the center of my player. But y we need to make it up. So put 0, comma 0, comma y value you put it as say 0.75, say 75 centimeters above the ground. 0.75 f. You have to write F. So in C sharp, if you are writing a decimal number, you have to write F to let the computer know that it's a float value number, comma 0. Because I don't want to change the Z direction. And close the bracket and put one more comma. That's it. Control S and now play it. It should work. Now just click on the food 2 or like food, pizza, whatever. Reduce the speed so that you can see it. It is 2. Now for food, pizza also you do it as 2 so that you can see it is going above the ground. Right, now save it and play it. Hopefully it should solve the problem. And for, I think, one more guy mentioned. In your axis position, the position is still 0. Yes, correct. Was still 0 in y axis, and we have to add an offset for spawning.
Yeah, now
Maggie ketchup. Still coming from the ground only. Now click on the. It is above, no?
above. Yes.
A bit above.
There's a
so maybe
shadow.
because
There's a shadow, so I think it is on the top.
it's a bit above, but I think you have scaled your animals and farmer to a huge scale. That's why 0.75 centimeters is looking very small for you. So you do one thing, just create a variable for the offset. Just go to the quickly go to the farmer controller script on top, create a variable. All these variables should be above start method. Select everything, or maybe create here only public float. Just copy paste. Control X, and above this, the start is the comment for the start method. Okay, press enter. No, you have to put semicolon there. Okay, just control X. Above the start method is called here only. Enter. No. There. No. Just inside the bracket. So everything should be inside the class brackets. If anything is out of it, it will not work. Now enter and create public float, public vector 3 offset, or like food offset, whatever you want to call it. Public vector 3, because it's going to be a vector 3 type of the variable. Vector 3, just tab. It already taken. Press tab. Now write offset, food offset, just to make more sense. Food offset, and set it to is equal to, say, new vector 3 is equal to new vector 3. This is how you define a variable. Add a value. New vector space vector 3. Vector 3. And do 0 in bracket 0 to 0. We'll see this and we can change it in the inspector. 0 to 0. And then we can change it in the inspector while playing. 0, 2, 0, bracket close, semicolon. Save it. And now instead of new vector 3 in the last line, you write offset. Just write offset. Instead of this whole term, new vector 3 0.75, write offset. Offset. Just write off. It will take. Click. Yes. Select food offset. Tab. Now save it and run it. See, 2 is coming up. No. Now you click on the player. Click on the player on the right hand side in the hierarchy. Not like this. Always click on the hierarchy. See, it selected some internal component, not the player. Click on the player, and now go to offset, right hand side, farmer controller, below. You make the offset as 5. Make the offset as 5. Y is equal to 5. Yes. 5. Now play again. You will see. It should be more up now. Now press spacebar. Yeah. Now see, there is a difference between these two. Right. Why is that so?
Because
So
I have enlarged the farmer play.
yeah.
Gold
So
one, yeah.
basically, it is with
So I
respect to
have
the
kept
player transform.
player.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you can fix that, and let's keep the class here only. And we can continue tomorrow. We'll try to finish the unit tomorrow because on Thursday it's a holiday and we'll be meeting on Monday. So let's finish unit 2 by tomorrow. If you guys have, please try to follow the PDF till here and then we can see. Okay. Okay, everyone. I'll see you
Nice.
tomorrow. Please try to finish till here.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
Vinay, I also have some doubt. So basically,
Yes.
there is this instantiate, right?
Ah.
Instantiate, what does this function mean? Like instantiate of projectile prefab. I can say that projectile prefab is one object that's being instantiated. Instantiate means it's
Yes.
again
Spawn.
creating
Yes. Creating. Yes.
creating new objects. Okay,
Huh.
but
So
what is this
not
transform?
new object. So it will
Ah.
provide it. So it needs to be a prefab. It will just pick it up and place it in the scene whenever you call the function instantiate. Right.
Okay,
So projectile prefab, it's already a defined prefab in my project directory. In my assets, it's there. So whenever I want, there could be multiple prefabs. I can spawn them as when required in the game. That's it.
What do you mean by spawn?
Spawning as a like, so if I say I'm in a room, I want I go out of the room, I want to see my enemies. So those enemies need not be there since the start of the game. That is like not a good way to optimize. So as my player goes and exits, then I can spawn. So it's like dynamically spawning objects in the game.
Okay, fine.
So we will
Because
see there
I
is an
was
option.
I was encountering in the hierarchy, the moment I actually started hitting spacebar, it
will
was
instantiate
creating
also
it will insert
Yes.
clone, right?
Yes.
But
So it will
doesn't
add to
it?
your hierarchy.
Okay, but is it should we actually clear them off, or is it like occupying some memory
That's
or
the
something? No?
thing. Yeah, we will delete it. So that's the point. Once my player goes below or above the screen, I should remove them. So just like instantiate, we have a function called destroy. So destroy is like based on a condition. Suppose for any of the object, if my say z axis or this the screen height is crossed, then I don't need them. Just destroy them. So that's the next step. So we'll kind of define a boundary, and we will see if I'm colliding with the boundary. Any object is colliding with the boundary. So there could be food and animals. The player can never collide with the boundary, right? So as soon as you collide, destroy the object. That's it. So that's the correct way of optimizing or like saving. Otherwise, it will be like every bullet will be there in the hierarchy.
Nice,
and it will
nice,
stay
nice,
there
nice.
until the end of the game. So we'll do that.
Yeah, sure.
I thought of
And
finishing
what
it
about
today,
this?
but tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. And one more, this transform dot position projectile prefab dot transform dot rotation. Why does it have to rotate?
So basically, for placing any 3D object in space, in actual space, we want X, Y, Z, and we want rotation X, rotation Y, rotation Z to correctly orient it in space. So we want to spawn it from my player. So I'm giving transform dot position. That is my position. But the rotation I want of the actual food item, right? Suppose I want to I want to spawn this book. So I want it to spawn it wherever I am. But the orientation should be its own orientation. I can change the orientation, like spawn it like this, spawn it like this, right? So it's a control. So just like we discussed yesterday, so we can orient it in a different angle. Suppose I want to spawn it in a diagonal way, we can do that. So both position and orientation is required to spawning an object.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Any more doubts? Anyone else? Or we can call it a day. You can grab dinner and then we meet tomorrow. And tomorrow we are finishing the unit first. Then we are discussing the challenges. Okay. Because there is a small part, right?
Yeah.
Then next week we will take about unit 3.
Yeah. By next week, since we are having log weekend, we can actually give an assignment.
Yeah.
We can give a task.
And unit 1 has 2 assignments and a bonus task as well. It is pretty good. And unit 2 also has like similar 2 assignments, including a bonus task. So it is going to be a good activity for everyone if they try it out. Okay.
Nice. Yep.
Cool. Okay. Professor Gautam, see you tomorrow. Bye everyone. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Stop recording.